Okay, tenses simply means time, the time an action took place. Now, when we talk about tenses, we're actually referring to verbs. Tenses are verbs that actually tells you when an action took place. For example, when you say, I am eating, when does this action take place? Can you unmute, please? When you say, I am eating, when does this action take place?
Right now.
Like now, good. I agree with you. When you say, I was sleeping, when did the action take place? When you say, I was sleeping, when did the action take place?
Took place before.
Before. I will be traveling soon. When will the action take place?
Soon.
Soon. That means later. Okay. There are three types of tenses, broadly anyway. We have the simple tense, which tells you about actions happening right now. And you will know this because their verbs usually carry S or ES when you are talking about singular subjects. Perfect tense refers to as actions that happened before. And mostly you find D or ED in their past tense. Future tense refers to actions that will occur later. And before you find ing attached to the verbs, and mostly either of these two words, will or shall. Now, let's look at simple tenses. Simple tenses refer to as actions that are happening currently. And under simple tenses, we have simple present tense, simple past tense, and simple future tense. Let's look at the simple present. The simple present tenses, they contain S or ES when referring to their verbs. And it refers to actions that are happening right now, and it's happening as we speak. Now, look at this sentence. I want you to analyze it for me. My uncle works with CNN. Can you analyze that for me? My uncle works with CNN.
My uncle is working right now for CNN.
And is still working. You don't know when it will stop, right?
Yes.
The school in the UK. Now, if you look at this first example, there is an S, like I said here. But if you look at number 2, there is no S. Why the change? Why is there a change? Hello, Kevin. Yeah, I said, if you look at number 1, my uncle works with CNN. There is an S here, like I told you. In simple present tenses, you find S or ES attached to the verbs. Like if you look at number 3, you find ES. Why is number 2 different? Why is there no S attached to the school?
Because the school, like regular plural.
No, not that. Now, if I say there's schools in the UK, is that correct? If I do this, if I add an S here after school, will I be correct? Will the sentence be grammatically correct?
Listen.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
No, listen.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
I said if I add an S after schools, will I be grammatically correct if I say there's schools in the UK?
No.
Good. So can you correct it and tell me why this is wrong?
It's meant to be the school, not the school.
Good. I now ask, why should you remove the S? When I told you that for simple present tenses, you have ES or S.
Eh? What is it?
Kevin, can you stop with this? What did you say? I know you can hear me.
At this point, no, I know the you know.
Okay. I've spent about 2 minutes asking the same question. I said, if I add an S, you said, no, I should change it to school. Why should I leave it like this? Why is this correct? Despite me telling you that simple present tenses must carry S or ES.
Because school is not, it's not a simple present tense.
No, it's because the subject is plural. Okay, if I say my uncle worked with CNN, is it correct?
No.
No, because this is singular. Your uncle is one. A singular subject must follow a singular verb. Works is a singular verb. So there is a plural verb. School is a plural verb. Okay, we'll discuss concord some other time. Okay? Okay, let's move to simple past. Simple past tenses, you find D or ED attached, and it refers to actions that happened in the immediate past. That means it just happened. My uncle worked with CNN. That means your uncle was working with CNN before and is no longer with CNN, right? Number two, they're all schooled in the UK. They were schooling in the UK, but now they've all graduated. They are no more students, okay? They are no longer students. She missed her two daughters. She was missing them before, but now they are back and she doesn't miss them anymore. She's with them. So simple past tense refers to actions that just happened currently. Simple future tenses refers to actions that will happen in the future. And how do you know this? You find will or shall, then, or an ing. I will be home for Christmas. It tells you about an action that will happen soon. I shall write you soon. Mikhail is going to be the head boy someday. This is an action that will happen later. Now let's look at perfect tenses. Now we are getting to the tricky parts. Perfect tenses refers to actions that have been completed. We have present perfect, and I will explain to you. Present perfect tenses contain only either of these two words, have or has. You use has when you are referring to singular subject. Then when you use have, when you are referring to a plural subject. So anywhere you see have or has, know that they are talking about present perfect or simple perfect tenses. It tells you an action, it tells you the action has been completed. She has done it again. Okay, now when you use have or has, the verb must also be in the past. She has done it again. They have caught the thief. The action has already been completed at the time of speaking. Let's look at past perfect tenses. Past perfect tenses uses only one word, and which is had. Uses only one word, and which is had. And past perfect tenses describe actions that have been completed at the time of speaking. Like I said, it uses only had. By the time the police arrived, they had escaped. The action had already been completed. And you will know this by when you see the word had. Before the time elapsed, he had already finished the task. Let's look at future perfect tenses. Here you have will have or shall have. It describes actions that will be completed at some time in the future. The examples will throw more light. Look at the sentence. I shall have read the book by Friday. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Now, can you explain that sentence to me? I shall have read the book by Friday, using this definition, describing an action that will be completed at some time in the future. I shall have read the book by Friday.
Sentence basically says us that the person would have read that book by Friday.
Okay, hold on.
Since
When did
that
this
project-
person make the statement? When did this person make the statement?
Before Friday.
Thank you. So let's say today is Tuesday. The person, you gave the person this book, and you are telling the person that by Friday, which is the future, sometime in the future, I shall have read, I will complete this action sometime in the future. So that is the explanation. By 3099, every living human being now will have died. And that is correct. Nobody can live 1,000 years anymore. I know you will have caught the mouse by the time I return. You found a mouse in the house in the morning, and you tell the younger brother, I'm going out. I know when I return, you will have caught the mouse. By some time in the future, you will have completed that action. Okay, future tenses now. We have is or are plus ing. It describes actions that will happen in the future. We have future progressive tense, describes actions that are presently happening and goes into the future. These definitions overlap, but this is how you know them, the formulas. That is the reason I'm recording this video, so that I'll send it back. I'll send it to you so that you can read and make notes. Now, future progressive tenses describe actions that are currently happening and goes into the future. Mike is listening to the teacher. The action is happening right now, and it continues into the future because you don't know when the teacher will stop. They are enjoying their grandfather's company. Right now, the action is happening. It is continuing, and you don't know when it will stop. Simple future. The truth is that anywhere you see future or continuous, look for ing. Okay? Future past. Now, let me explain this one. Future past, it describes an action that was going on before another action took place. Future past or past progressive describes an action that was currently going on before an action took place. Now, listen to this. I was sleeping when my phone rang. What action was going on before? What action was going on before?
That you're sleeping.
Yes, this action was going on before your phone rang. So this second action kind of interrupted the first action. That is the definition of future past or past progressive. I was eating when my mom called me. This action, eating, was taking place before your mom interrupted. Future continuous. You have shall or will with ing. It refers to an action that will happen at a later date or time. You see, this is similar with the simple future. We shall be traveling to Kaduna. No, I don't think you guys really travel to Nigerian state. So we shall be traveling to London. We will be resuming on the 25th of April, 2022. It refers to an action that will happen at a later time. And you find will or shall. Okay? Present perfect continuous tense. Now, listen to this one. Present perfect continuous tense, this is the penultimate. We have, you use have or has, been plus a verb with an ing. It refers to an action that started in the past, continues to the present, and extends to the future. Okay? And remember, present perfect continuous tense must have or have has, been plus a verb with an ing. The examples we explain better. She has been teaching in Atlantic Hall since 2016. She started teaching in Atlantic Hall. This is the past. Do you agree? Because this is 2022. She is still teaching now in Atlantic Hall in 2022, which is the present. No one knows when she will stop teaching, which is continuous. So look at the definition again. Present perfect continuous tense refers to actions that started in the past, continues to the present, and extends to the future. And it must contain have, has, been, plus a verb with an ing. Look at the example. She has been teaching in Atlantic Hall since 2016. Analyzing the sentence, she has been teaching past. She is still teaching present. You don't know when she will stop teaching. Okay? Finally, past perfect continuous tense. You use had been plus a verb with an ing. We had been singing before the preacher arrived. Okay, so the action started from the beginning and stopped. Okay, it stopped. Another action happened. Another action happened. So, and you always use had. Remember what I told you about past perfect? You only use one word, had. Okay? This is a very brief lesson, but you will understand it better when I give you these quizzes. So I'm going to send you the code right now. I'm going to drop it on this chat. The practice will help you understand this better. And I'm going to send you the video so that you can actually watch the lesson over again and master. This is essential for your grammar. This is essential for your grammar because no matter your write-up, they are going to mark your grammar. So please go to the chat. I cannot access the WhatsApp right now. Go to the chat, you find the code, okay? Click on the code and I'll and start. Okay?
Okay, sir.